So I think we'll be working the best, Anna Maria, if you will ask questions. If you have the question,
Hmm.
you can open the space with the question.
Yes, I was doubting whether to say the thing I said again, and sort of what I, what I, my invitation is, I had heard you had ideas of how to bridge these two game worlds of possibility coaching and feelings practitioners,
Mm.
and you had said some things of, you had named when there's, when the people are a lot outside of the physical body.
Mhm.
So when I scan the client and the client is really not embodied, uh, use pressure. You said use pressure as a strategy to do life. Uh, yeah, have physical symptoms, and when they keep repeating, going to the same EHP, and it doesn't seem to be something that is healed. And also when they cannot feel in low intensity,
Mhm.
because they cannot feel in low intensity. And then you spoke about this. I'm gonna call it a theory of that there's memes in the mental body, and then heart, there's not memes, but there was a term that like that emerged, heart where hardware
Mhm.
in the emotional body, and you said of some kind of genes like the same but in the energetic body.
Mhm.
And I my impulse is to start with that. Will you say more about that?
Yeah, I feel free to start with that because it's a theory. It's something that I
Hmm.
don't have like I didn't build mass for that, but I have the sense that yes, there are these patterns, I would say, right? Like genes, memes, the hardware, there are kind of patterns in different bodies. And there's also the pattern in the energetic body. So the something that it's coded, like the way of how my energetic body respond to the certain triggers. So that it comings even not from emotional, not from the thought, but for something that I have coded in my energetic body. And this is what I was meaning, that to discover this kind of a pattern, that is a doorway for the subtle work on the energetic level, more on the energetic body. And I don't have more about that. It's just first like just the spark that there is something, and maybe you will have more because you're also working on the energetic patterns that you maybe yeah, ripple something in you.
Yeah, so I have something that is kind of like the first thing is that what you, Anna Maria, said. Sometimes people are looping in EHPs and they are digging and they are kind of nothing more is revealing, but they are still locked in the like a lack of possibilities to move forward. And And another doorway to just, besides going to EHP, you can go with noticing what are your emotional patterns, how the feelings flow. So, so the doorway is that the person can speak from, for example, anger and fear, and then anger and fear. And the doorway is really open space for the person to what is this, what is sadness about this, what the person is bringing. What
Hmm.
is informations, what are informations from the sadness, what are informations from the joy. So it is to open, it is like an opening space for bigger possibilities by navigating to all the feelings. So then the person can, aha, okay, yeah, so sadness is saying this, and actually my body can relax right now,
Mm.
and my anger is more conscious, is becoming more conscious than unconscious. Because what makes patterns unconscious is that there is no whole feeling cycle, and it's just looping. So there is, yeah, as I said, there is not like all the colors, all the possibilities are not available.
And this is
Mm-hmm.
also what I mean by the pattern, like that I had that, for example, I have discovered that I have this pattern that even in my communication, in my healing processes, I was going to sadness, fear, sadness, fear, sadness, fear. There was not in some anger, but there was not like really whole, like didn't use all the resources. And then when I found out that, oh, I'm in this looping between mainly these two only feelings or emotions, then I'm kind of stuck because I need also anger, I need also joy to bring other information and other resources. So to notice this pattern of that is visible after maybe running 1, 2, 3 sessions with the client, that okay, this is his pattern of what he's choosing. Like this is called the shadow circle.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you. I mean, what becomes clear for me as you're speaking is that in my case, for example, is anger and fear often. My box pattern, and like, my
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
what is most conscious. But then what the result of that in my experience is that then sadness is unconscious. And
Mm-hmm.
then it also creates like it's the origin of some kind of low drama that
Mm-hmm.
also involves some anger and some fear. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're less, more conscious, but there's still some low drama happening there. And then when I access my sadness, uh, there's like a touching reality.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of my feelings are more in connection with reality because there's all of them.
Yes, and with this pattern, sometimes people are speaking like are saying I'm sad, but actually they are speaking from anger. Do you have this impression, Anna Maria, that this pattern is
Mm-hmm.
very common? Like but I'm angry. I
Mm.
want to connect with you. I don't know how to do it. It's like it is like mixing all the feelings into the communication of fear and of anger.
Hmm.
But sadness is there, right? But actually, and this is
Mm-hmm.
how we can like hold space for the more possibilities. So to connect with
Hmm.
sadness, and then
Yes,
everything is there already.
Mm. And
yes. And go.
yeah, and my experience is also that on my own and also on the people, the clients that I worked with, is that this combination of being in this loop of fear and anger, it creates a lot of pressure. They create a lot of pressure for themselves. And like last week I have a client and she was angry about something that is happening, that it shouldn't happen. And then she was looking for the possibilities of how to change it, and she was she was looking at on herself from outside, like from looking on. Actually, there was a lot of sadness in her, but she didn't connect with that, and she was trying to create some different results for her, but without connecting with this what's inside, with that sadness. And then she was putting so much pressure on herself. And the risk of that is that people go into the burnout. And it was also my case, like, so that I'm very, very was driven by anger and fear and action and the next things and the next information. But I was losing, like, it was like the information is there and I following the information, but because I didn't have a connection with my sadness, I was losing myself on the way. So the more I was farther from myself, the more I was starting collapsing inside, and then the burnout was happening. So then I had to let go everything, because I was already so in the collapse place that I even couldn't hold space for anything, and come back to refill again myself and be connection with myself, which is also sadness, and then start again. So that's the risk, and this is why I wrote in the that the feelings practitioner is very like useful or helpful when people are in these patterns of putting a pressure on themselves, and this pressure can come from themselves, or the pressure can come from the environment. But if they don't have the mass in them they don't have are not embodied, they cannot feel this, if this is what is in this space is okay for them, or if it's not okay, they will react from anger or fear. And yeah. And this is
Yeah,
about
thank you.
coming back to the body. Yeah. So this means that when someone is in the pressure, it means it's not connected to the body, because when you are in the body, then you have this information of what you need right now. You can take care about your own space and say and negotiate something, what's in the space, what's working, what it's not working. But when you're not in the body, then you cannot sense that, and then you cannot have this information. And there's so much pressure in our culture that we have learned already from school that is the automatic response. Yeah, I will go there. I will do something for someone because there are so many emotional fears underneath of what will happen if I will not do it.
Yes, what lands as you are speaking, like what is coming through me is that each feeling has a specific energy, quality of energy and information, and a specific what to create with it. Meaning, for example, anger is mainly for doing, fear is mainly for information, mainly. Sadness, sadness, I would say, is to be in reality, like to, yeah, I sense there's another, but that's what's coming. Like it's to, if I don't have sadness, I can be in a fantasy, and as soon, yeah, and as soon as I start feeling sadness, um, and they all have a resonant issue. And so if I am here now in my physical body cannot, I'm gonna go on a leap, cannot not be here now. Like my physical body is here now. So if I'm sensitive to what is happening or what I'm not, what I'm numb in, like the liquid in my body, in the bones, in the
Nervous system.
nervous system, thank you, and in the cell walls, if I am like sensitive to that, then I'm getting information also from that. Like the information comes through what is happening in my physical body. And I sense that we could keep talking a lot more about this. And what I want to come back to is that this I hear is the emotional loop or pattern. And you spoke of an energetic pattern. And my question is, are they distinct, or, and if they are, will you say more about I'm sorry about that, about the energetic pattern?
Yeah, my sense that they are distinct. There is something different.
And the
Yeah, go.
energy, one of the energetic pattern is how we are using our visual system. So if like because of the way of using how we allow the information from the light come in, this affects a lot how energetically we are present in our bodies or we are going outside. Because the pattern, in this example, the pattern could be that I am with you, Ana Maria, and I am focusing on you, and then I am energetically coming towards you. So it means I'm less present in myself. And the other possibility, and this is over focus. So this is very common focus coming from modern culture to look for the danger. For like a noticing, right? The way of noticing is like I need to be everywhere because there is a danger from outside. Yeah, and the other pattern is under focus. So I can be I could sit with you, and actually I can be in my safe space inside, but not really in touch with environment. It is like I'm not sensing what is the wind really, how is your body's influencing my body's, because I'm hidden inside. And there is the third possibility is just the focus and the being present in the body, which means I am present with what is happening inside of me, and I am also allowing the information coming through my visual system into connection with me. So now I'm not going out, I'm not hiding inside, but I'm staying from inside. So information can touch me and I can respond.
Mhm.
And yeah,
Thank you.
and this pattern is really it's really kind of wow, for me it was really the totally shift of, because by not working with visual system, I could have so many symptoms. So sometimes I could be present, sometimes I could not be present, and I didn't know why. And I could go to EHP, like, oh, this is happening again. But sometimes it's not happening, sometimes it's happening. So then the focus could go on the patterns. Focus on the, like, that will increase more, that will, then more possibilities will appear in my system.
Mhm.
And this is,
Mhm.
yeah, again, the doorway of how this feelings practitioner work could bring informations to the space holders of possibility coaching.
Hmm. I feel glad about hearing it so clearly. I had experienced sort of that with listening and noticing that I can go to the sound
Mm-hmm.
and then be over there and then be less here.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could be here and the sound would come to me.
Yeah,
And what is possible in being here and letting the sound come to me, which means I'm also inhabiting the rest of my senses, and it changes what is possible.
It
Yeah.
does. And this is this common pattern of leaving the body. Yeah, like different ways.
Mm,
Dissociating or going blank, like that's the sensation of going blank. That's and this is why the lower the feelings practitioner comes with the practices to embody first.
mhm,
And that's the skill of noticing if the client is in the body or not. Or maybe client is in the mind and okay, this is also not in the body. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong about being in the mind, but the approach of feelings practitioner is to be with what is, to come back to the body. Because when someone is dissociated or the someone is in head, it's because probably someone feel a lot of fear. So
mm,
putting any pressure in this moment will create even bigger fear and we create even bigger pressure and this person will go even farther behind the wall. So the possibility here is
mhm,
to be first with what is, that is nothing wrong. It's okay, someone is in the head and being the experience of being in the head in the mental body, or being in the experience of being blank, being an experience of how it is to have whole body frozen, and then from there start to slowly, like from acceptance of what is and being with what is, then the energetic body starts to slowly come back to the physical body, but as a space with zero pressure in this situation, particular situation.
mhm, mhm. Yeah. Yes. I You had said that so I'm glad about this conversation. And what I want is to find bridges
Mm.
between possibility coaching and feelings practitioner. And so right now already a bridge is this mapping that you shared of, if you notice that the client is experiencing these things, it might be useful to send the client to a feelings practitioner. And then you said you had more ideas. And so I want to hear more ideas.
Yeah, my idea is very I don't know, maybe bold, but I have a very general idea. And the idea is because for me, the feelings practitioner and all the distinctions, all the processes that they are bringing, this is the footwear upgrade. So like when I'm holding space now for the client, I'm not choosing if I'm holding space for the possibility coaching or for EHP or for feelings practitioner. It's all together. Depends what is the necessity and where the client is, it can go into the EHPs, but there are some moments then the client go out of the body or is completely blank. Then I use the Felix practitioner distinctions and processes to bring him back. So I have a very, very, what I love, what happens in the game world is that
Mm-hmm.
the space holders of possibility coaching, they upgrade the footwear with the Felix practitioner distinctions so that they can hold the spaces. Maybe they don't have to be the Felix practitioners itself, because there's to be that, like, to need to train a lot, etc. But at least to have the main distinctions, to be able to notice the things and pose the things when they are necessary, and to propose something different that will work for that space and for the client. So I would love to see, like, building the bridges first in between the space holders. So I see this, like, for example, there are Felix practitioners who can be invited to the possibility coaching game world and have practices together and show the maps and show the distinctions and show the processes. So to do these processes on the space holders so that they can experience them on themselves. Because why not? It's like, for me, of course, it's a footwear upgrade, and possibility management is the tool for footwear upgrade, and it starts with the space holders. So that would be, for me, what I would love it happens. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I feel glad about that, because this possibility of, when the client has this, I send them to a feelings practitioner. I like, I feel glad about having that possibility and more clarity of when would it be useful.
Mhm.
And uh, what I feel gladder about is the possibility uh, of sharing, like sharing distinctions and thoughtware upgrades,
Mhm.
as you're saying. And I feel sad when you say, what I hear behind your communication is your love for possibility coaching, because otherwise you wouldn't want to upgrade it.
Yeah, and this is
Yeah.
also, I discovered that because I was on the feelings practitioner deepening training, exactly for the space holders. And since then, the sessions I'm holding, they are really, so much is their weaving of just what I knew from the past about possibility coaching, how to hold space for
Hmm.
possibility coaching, and the feelings practitioner. And I love it. I love it because it brings so much more possibilities. And there is so much more flow in the space, and it really works for clients. So I wouldn't know that if I wouldn't be in that space. Yeah, in the deepening
Hmm.
space, feelings practitioner deepening space.
Yes. What I see as okay, I feel fear because I don't have clarity of the and I feel fear. I feel fear because I don't have clarity of the level of responsibility of feelings practitioner as a game world. And this fear is because my fear is because if it isn't the same as possibility coaching, what it would mean is that the maps would need to be transformed to be used in possibility coaching sessions. But I don't have clarity about this. Will you say more about the context of feelings practitioner?
You want to say that? You were discovering this recently.
Yeah, so Anna Maria, because you are so into also connecting, right, these game words. So if you could, so one possibility, if you could, like, see the map and embody the map, then you find this inside of you. Then you find the clarity is what is the context. So it is the biggest possibility I can give you to really find it in yourself. What this map brings, what this map opens, what space, and then you
Hmm.
are clear about the context.
Hmm.
And for me, it's yeah, it is, feelings practitioner work for me. It is so much about being aware about myself. So this, who I am as a being. And these are so deep journey down, 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 down to the bottom of who I am. And it's so radical because it only depends on myself. You know, all the steps are coming from my necessity. And I can just speak from myself.
Mm-hmm. What I'm hearing, I feel you have more.
Yes,
Okay.
go.
Yeah, I feel glad about what I'm hearing is the possibility of feelings practitioners sharing maps and tools and thoughtware upgrades with possibility coaches. I hear that that's your the possibility and offer. Is that so?
I say this is
Or am I
possibility.
going very fast?
Yeah,
Okay,
didn't
okay.
go to the offer yet, but that's the possibility. Yes, I see, and how that's
hmm
another conversation. But I want to like also
hmm
to say something about your question, and for me, it's like you hold space for what you want to hold space for. And like in possibility management, you can hold space for archiarchy, for creating game worlds, for rage class, for whatever. And you can use the distinctions from feelings practitioner because they can be useful, they can be helpful on that path. And so yeah, I think the conversation about what's the context of feelings practitioner and what's the context of possibility management even doesn't have to happen here because you use these distinctions for the context that you're holding space for. Yeah.
hmm Yeah, I see that that question was opening a space that it's uh,
Broad.
not necessary now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, not necessary now, simply. I mean,
Yeah. Yes.
I feel glad about this possibility. Like that's what I wanted, as well as sending clients like in between game worlds, or even what has been said is from possibility coaching to feelings practitioners. And yeah, I'm more interested in exchanging or receiving thoughtware upgrades from
Yeah.
possibility coaching.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have one
and
thing. Yeah.
go.
Yeah, I have one thing about what could be the start or like the possibility to start with the um, possibility coaching or possibility coaches is to make some practices about embodiment so that they can sense what it really means energetically, what it means, how to get there themselves. So because with my honest example, I feel that before Peaceful Warrior, I even didn't know what it means in the body. I even didn't know what it means
What?
to feel rage in my body. I was feeling that outside.
Mhm,
And for me, like to not having experienced that, it's still very difficult to talk about that. So that would be a possibility for me to for anyone who's interested to upgrade the footwear to ask some feelings practitioner to hold space for incarnation, for embodiment, some practices that they can really sense this, oh, okay, so this is how it feels. And for me, it was like aha moment.
Mm.
Yeah.
mhm.
And then you could go
Uh, w-
further in the next distinctions and the next processes that are about more finding these energetic nuances and the patterns and navigation using feelings practitioner distinctions.
mhm. I feel fear because it's getting a bit cut. Can you still hear me clearly?
Yes.
Great. Yeah, what is bubbling in me now is just the clarity that right now we're exploring possibilities,
Mhm.
and that what I want is to bridge this communication with the rest of the team of possibility coaching,
Mhm.
Mhm.
uh, to to hear wisdom from them as well.
Mhm.
I mean, or how it lands also in them, this possibilities.
Yeah. I also
And
bring
I feel glad about both of them. Yeah, go ahead.
I will bring then the next layer what you are saying, Eva, like maybe even only different words, because it is, like a possibility coaching. It's a lot about being in experiential reality, so bringing clients to experience rather than like experiencing life from the limited of experience of the mind only. So as example, so it is like the next tool and the next skill, how the space holders and how the clients can experience like a being and moving from experiential reality. So this is like another words what you are saying. And you said, Anna Maria, that anger is for doing. Like you've been naming this what is the feeling for. And yes, and you can do from outside, and you can do from inside of you. So at first, and this is the doorway that peaceful warrior like a welcome people with anger work, is to how first to use the anger for being. And being, which it means that anger inside our skeleton, and this is my impression, it creates some kind of it's like a magnet for the being to incarnate. And of course, we also need another feelings to incarnate fully, but this is the first feeling. So and and this is the focus. Am I ready to use anger for being? And this is the question. Am I ready to use the anger for being? Maybe I'm not ready because I am not sorry. I'm Am I ready to use anger for doing? Right? Am I ready? Because if I'm using anger for doing, then it may not come from me. It may come from what is in my space, but not really from me as a being. And that's why this first step of incarnation is so like for me it was, and it's still so much, this creates, so it opens space for so much possibilities.
I want to check because my experience of this, I'm gonna call it consciously doing and unconsciously doing. Is unconsciously doing would be that my doing is most likely a result of unconscious fear, which makes me escape the being, and then I use anger to do. But it's in my experience, it's the fear that if I cannot feel fear and not do anything about it, then I'm gonna do, and then that would be unconscious doing.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we're talking about the same thing. That's my experience of this distinction.
Yes, and at the same time, by coming into experience of incarnation, coming into experience of moving from inside, this is becoming clear when this unconscious way of moving happens, because it is impression in there are sensations in the body that shows that, oh, actually I'm not connected to anger, so this anger is disconnected, right? So this doing is disconnected from my physical body. And this is what you are also, I hear, saying, that the fear takes over,
Yes.
because I have no sense of myself being incarnated.
Yeah, and the reason for that, it can be that there is too much energy running in my body. Yeah, and then when the being is not incarnated in the physical body fully, then it's very scary to have that amount of energy, and the automatic response is to go out from the body to get rid of this energy. So this comes also, this is what I wrote, that this useful to use feelings practitioner to learn feelings in a low level of intensity. At least my experience is that when there's like high level of intensity, once that it can be contaminated, it can be not pure anger, and it can be from this place of fighting with something instead of unfolding something from within. And yeah. And this is like the different what I have learned to feel the feelings in the low level, like rage and sadness and fear, mostly with the feelings practitioner distinctions, because it comes first with this coming being with no fight, being with no pressure, but landing in my body and start emerging, like start to allowing these feelings to rise up and notice them before any strategy come in that take me out of the feeling.
Mm-hmm. I'm having a building of a loop, a string that I want to attempt to say now, which is that a common like a resonance that I see in feelings practitioner and in game world and in possibility coaching is that we work also one-on-one with people who are not necessarily yet at adult level of responsibility, the clients. I have clients that I coach that are at a child level of responsibility, and that's what possibility coaching is also for, which is not the case for Rage Club, for example, or Fear Club, in which for the person to be ready for Rage Club, they're already in adult. And so, yeah, I'm glad that there's this resonance in that, in who we are working with and working with them one-on-one. And the next thing that you're speaking of working with low intensity of feelings that you've experienced in feelings practitioner. And another thing that it's a necessity of mine is working with clients who take different medications for which, or who have different psycho-emotional and also physical circle, like their X on the map is such that if I work with them like bipolarity or people who take antidepressant or antipsychotics, my experience is if I work with them at high intensity anger to start, for example, inviting them to do 333, is that they get out of their body. And what I'm navigating now is how to work with them in low intensity, low percentage feelings. Yeah, and I like my real question is, okay, I'm gonna keep unfolding. My experience is now I can experience low intensity anger because I have experienced doing 333 and going to like all the range. And so now I'm in a way, if I was numb to 60% and I felt 70 and 80 or whatever, that's how my numbness bar also started lowering, and I'm start being able to feel low percentage. And for someone who has not yet experienced high percentage feeling or emotion, I see a gap of matrix in me in being with them to feel low percentage feelings from the start. And I wonder if feelings practitioners, if you have something about that specifically.
Yes. So one of the doorway, which could be even the main doorways that feelings practitioner use, is the physical symptom. So what is happening in your body? It's like when, and so the person to welcome, so the person can come with the symptom and can come to the session with some kind of even what he wants to unfold here, but there is something happening in the physical body that is sensible. You know, but maybe there is a tension, there is something that I want to stretch off, you know. All these things that are happening are the doorways to come into the body. And so, for example, there is a backache, right? And the person, yeah, I feel, and the the usual reaction could be that I don't want to feel it. I don't want to connect to it, to the pain, and I take a pill to disconnect. So in the session, you can welcome the client to connect with the pain and to start to notice. So welcome client to notice what is behind the pain, because the pain is just a label. It is the how we call this kind of mixed sensations that are under it. And so
Mhm.
with and so there could be sounds, there could be movements. It's not about, at the beginning to, okay, what do you feel there so much, but at first to meet with this, at first to come closer and come closer, even from outside, and then getting connection to what is happening inside. And when you're coming, and I'm speaking from experience now, so maybe it's not so kind of understandable, but also could be when clients start to touch the pain, the bubble of pain that is inside the body, it already makes a connection. So from this layer of touching, the client can start to express what is happening there, and by expressing there, it's already connecting, coming into even closer to what is locked, what is the the bubble of energy, the bubble of feelings, the bubble of sounds, of movements there, and the energetical
Mhm.
also expressions. Yeah, so my sense is that the lowering lumpness bar can happen non-linear in this way what I just brought.
Mhm.
It's more coming from
Yeah.
just doorway is be with what is.
And
Allow
Yes.
allow it allow it and allow this what is to express itself.
and and,
Mhm.
and coming back to the body. So the low level of, we're talking about feelings, not emotions. Like, so the lower level of feelings
Mhm.
we felt when you are in the body. Because when you are out, then there can be contaminated, there can be emotions, but first it starts with the body when I'm here. So that's the doorway. And sometimes I noticed, like, for some clients that I was holding space for them for just the feelings work. The first session were not about feelings because they were not in the body. The first session was about landing in the body, about sensing the body, of being aware of the body sensations. And then some feelings started to come. Like, but without this experience of being here and now, then it's like
Mhm.
that can be just a picture I have in my mind about what is the feeling, and I can perform this. I see how other people are feeling anger, I see how people are feeling fear, and I can do this,
Mm.
but not really feel it.
Yeah, I mean that would be a survival strategy. Like if someone would choose to do that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, when you say we're talking about feelings, my fear is that with my clients, I'm mainly talking about emotions.
Mhm.
Like if they start connecting into what is happening, what is his emotions, and then and really I'm talking right now about real necessities that I carry. If it's not possible to go to an EHP because as soon as we go into high intensity, they are not there anymore.
Yeah.
Uh, and so then how, uh, yeah, I sense that there, my question is what are ways for healing to happen that don't involve high intensity percentage?
Yeah, And when you notice someone is going to outside, right, dissociate, then the work could be focused not, going into EHP further, but staying with the level of intensity that the person can experience and while being in the body. So if you will stay on the level of intensity of fear, and the person will go out, right? So then you again welcome person coming closer to the body, and then allow the feelings also again, the feelings anyway are happening, but then what I'm saying is to, not really focused on the going into emotional healing process, but the healing for the person is to stay with the level of intensity of what is happening in the person. So the person starts to navigate between dissociation and incarnation, and dissociation and incarnation, and it's already like they're training the muscle of self-observation, awareness, sensations that are connected to dissociation, sensations are connected to incarnation. So this is a lot of matrix building here possible to happen. And this is
Thank you.
yeah, and it looks like this is the main, not the main, but very big necessity of the client. Even the client didn't spoken it, but we as a space holders can notice what is the real necessity of the client. If he's ready, if the client is ready to go to the healing process or it's not ready. And then we work with the first layer, that is the preparation layer for going there.
So it can go much slower,
Go.
like much slower for people who cannot feel yet, like who could not go to the EHPs because they are not ready to feel. Because if they dissociate, then probably they are scared. Yeah, there is fear,
Yeah.
and they don't have contact with that fear. So like to be with them in this what is helps them to feel breathed, to feel safe enough to connect with what it really is.
Yes, I like if they don't have the matrix to feel, and also if they're taking substances that the purpose is to numb.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and about the
yeah.
substances, I would recommend to talk with Mihaela Kaiser because she has a lot of experience with working with people to reduce the medications over some period of time and to zero. So she will have probably much more information and possibilities of how to weave feelings practitioner in this kind of cases when people are on a lot of medication.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and what I remember, what Michaela shared, I think you are referring to this same meeting, that Michaela shared that before she started the set of sessions with the person, the commitment was to keep reducing this amount of pills. So it was already the doorway for the person to take a stand for herself, for himself. Because without this willingness, there is no point to go to there is kind of I sense there is kind of commitment necessary to happen from the client. And I don't remember the exact situation, but I found it so empowering for the person and also for the space holder, because when there is force of commitment, there are results.
Yes. I mean I hear about the commitment as a transformational force. And I notice I'm feeling higher and higher fear of the possibility of navigating that with my clients, because Like some of them are so far from adulthood in terms of the amount of external support and external reliance that they are. So my fear is that it would involve negotiating, and maybe that's it. It would involve negotiating with the people who are currently space holding for them, and for them for taking like diminishing, no, reducing medication to be responsible. Yeah, and
yeah, the willingness to
yeah.
become an adult. This is
Yeah.
what I hear.
But that comes first from the client. Yeah. If the client who want to take this path of deciding I want to reduce this medication and go through the healing that is necessary for me to be okay living here without medication. If there's no this decision, but just like I will keep having meditation and I will keep having sessions and I actually fine with that, then there's not so much not much stand for taking a responsibility for himself.
Mhm.
And there's a question to you
I
as a
sense
coach if you
yeah,
want
go.
to hold, if there's a question to you, then if you want to hold space for that. Yeah. If yeah, if someone doesn't want to take a responsibility.
Mhm.
Because yeah,
Yes,
like
yes,
rescuing, like rescuing and being in service, but without really this empowering part for the client. Because the commitment is not there.
Mhm.
What I mean.
Yes, yes, I agree. And I sense that we're coming to a close, and I want so the possibilities that have emerged are what I've heard is to receive actually sessions or the distinctions experientially
Mhm.
as possibility coaches to to experience them
Mhm.
and then to
Mm.
have them first like that, and then the possibility of healings practitioners to um deliver and share distinctions and maps and practices and processes to the possibility coaching game world.
Mm. Yes.
I feel
I will feel a
I
lot
feel
of
glad about.
I feel a lot of joy about this possibility. It feels like of course it's so natural way to go to bring this
Mhm,
gold, yeah, for clients.
mhm. Yes, I also feel glad, and I will bring these two possibilities to the possibility coaching team. And I also want to say that right now possibility coaching game world is liquid from shifting space holders. And so we're also liquid about who is a possibility coach,
Hmm.
like that distinction. And
Mhm.
so I don't know why that's relevant for this conversation. That is also what is. And I will I will tell the team, and then we will be in touch. Like I will come back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel glad, and I celebrate the generosity in both of you.
Mm.
Not only now, but I notice that sometimes I have distinctions and tools already, and then I discover, oh, that comes from possibility coaching, and that I've gotten it from simply being in spaces with you and talking with you. And yeah, thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ana Maria.
Yeah, thank you for your questions, because your questions are bringing this, okay, like the vacuum for sharing the gold.
Mm.
What is there? It was great to hear your questions and answer.
Okay, I sense this is it.
Yes, from now. Thank you, Ana Maria.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.